So this is a question about atomic energy levels and what happens when an electron is incident on an isolated atom. So what you'd have is you can consider the energy levels and you can consider the ground state, and then you'll have some higher energy levels, and it depends on the atom exactly what energy these higher energy levels are. But in all atoms, as you get higher, the density states, the energy difference between the higher levels gets closer together. So what we're interested in is an electron collides with the atom. That gives some of the electrons kinetic energy to the atom, and how that manifests itself is that a bound electron within the atom would get promoted. So effectively what you've got is kinetic energy of the incident electron, that kinetic energy going into the atom, and that puts the atom in an energized, excited state. So the atom has more energy than it had before. So an electron is promoted from the ground state to in this case, I've got the first excited state, it could be the second, third, fourth, or whatever. So it could be any of those states. And then we're given some statements and we're asked to say which of those statements is correct. So the colliding electron captured by the nucleus of the atom, that's very unlikely, and that wouldn't really have anything to do with the reason why you've got an electron in the ground state now in an excited state. A photon emitted when an electron rises to a high energy level, well, it going up to a higher energy level means that it's got more potential energy. So the kinetic energy has gone to potential energy, and there's no mechanism by which you would then have some energy for a photon as well. So that doesn't make sense. An electron is emitted when the excited electron returns to the ground state. So returning to the ground state emits something, but it's not emitting an electron, because the electron, the incident electron that gave the energy to the atom, that will have gone off somewhere else. So that would have continued. It won't have lost all its energy. It would have lost some of its kinetic energy, but not all. So that would have continued. So there's no mechanism by which this bound electron would escape. So watch out for that one, because you might misread electron as photon, because it is actually a photon that gets emitted as it de-excites, as it relaxes back to the ground state. So energy is transferred from the colliding electron to the orbiting electron. That is correct. So energy is transferred from the colliding electron to the orbiting electron.